Coming up, I review the ultimate femme fatale feminine fragrance, Delina from Parfums De Marly. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joel the Nose, and today I am going to be reviewing the very ultra popular niche fragrance Delina from Parfums De Marly, classic French niche house that's extremely popular today, and I own actually fragrances from them, specifically my favorite being Hobdon. I will actually put up a card here of Hobdon. That's a masculine fragrance. But today I'm doing a review of Delina, which is a feminine fragrance. And this is going along with my kind of shift now into also reviewing women's fragrances and feminine to give my opinion so women out there can kind of, see what guys are thinking and feeling about these popular women's fragrances. So, having said that, let me kind of jump right into this. Delina was released in 2017, so it's relatively new from the Parfums De Marly house. It is classified as a floral fragrance. It's an eau de parfum. The perfumer behind this is Quentin Bisch, Quentin Bisch, and he has, very prolific, done a lot of fragrances for a lot of different houses. He is one of the in-house perfumers for Givaudan, the Swiss, giant fragrance distributor and creator and everything. Interestingly, he also did Experimentum Crucis from the Etat Libre de Orange house, which I've been reviewing. If you've been following my videos, I'm doing a whole series now going through their house and reviewing a lot of their fragrances. I'll put up a card here for that review if you want to check that out. And this has a review of 4.16 on Fragrantica, so it's a very well received and popular fragrance out there. Now, in my videos, I like to try to research what the house was doing. Usually, a lot of times on their website or whatever, you can see what the goal of the fragrance was or what they were trying to achieve. On this one, there's not really a specific goal, not a lot of backstory to the release, other than simply one of the quotes they say is, Delina is a subtle yet mysterious fragrance. So, not a lot really there for me to kind of say at the end of my video, yes, they achieved it. So in this video, I'm not going to kind of really say that because it doesn't really apply to this video, but just for those who are watching and who have watched previous videos of mine. Let's get right into the notes. Top notes are Lychee, Rhubarb, Bergamot, and Nutmeg. The heart notes are Turkish Rose, Lily of the Valley, and Peony. And the base notes are Vanilla, Frankincense, White Musk, Cashmeran, Vetiver, and Cedar. I will put up a picture. I was just in Osme, and I actually went there yesterday with one of my friends, and I brought her. It was her first time there to Osme to kind of smell this niche world. She is used to the designer world of fragrances, so I want her to kind of get her opinion on these great niche fragrances. I'll put up a picture of the bottle here. You can see me here spraying it. Let me sit there for a second. Okay. So I will say this right off the bat. Maurice from Osme was introducing her, and I went there with basically a blank slate. I said, Maurice, just introduce her to like 5 or so because her nose gets overwhelmed. I didn't want to, exhaust her nose. So he basically sprayed 5 fragrances for her, and right off the bat, from smelling the strips, she picked Delina as her favorite. So, and then she even sprayed it on her skin and wore it the rest of the day. Now, she smelled a bunch of other great ones, which I will be reviewing in the future. But just to let you know, this was a woman who picked Delina right off the bat from smelling the strips. Let me get into it. I sprayed it on my hand. I had it on a strip. I wore it throughout the day. And I was also smelling it on my friend who was wearing it throughout the day. At the top, you definitely, for me and for my friend, we get a real big punch of kind of fruity lychee with that kind of rounded rhubarb because it's very unique. It smelled, and I think that's why it stood out to her among the other 4 fragrances that she smelled, because the other ones were more floral, a little more sweet. This is more fruity, and it's a little, that rhubarb and that lychee gives a unique flavor. The bergamot, I didn't get it. She didn't get it either. So I think that's in there, but it's kind of more of a complementary note. And the nutmeg also didn't really come through to me. I think this is predominantly at the top. If you like that kind of fruity rhubarb lychee note, most of you are probably saying, what does that smell like? Like a lychee martini? I don't know. You know, get your nose on it and smell it. It's very nice. It's not too risky or daring. I think it's a very safe fragrance that most women are going to like. Now, I will say also that it was very kind of juicy and full and almost wet, like at that initial note. After about an hour, the dry down kind of kicks in, and you get that rose, the Turkish rose. For me, that's what stood out in the mid, or the heart, or the dry down, the mid part of the dry down in this fragrance. And on my skin, it was a very nice rose. Again, nothing too daring. To me, it was maybe kind of like how they described it, very kind of subtle fragrance. This is not going to be something that's going to stand out. I think it'll be a very safe office fragrance for you women who want to wear it to work, want to wear it to, you know, kind of events that you may be going to during the day. And again, also, I think it would be a very safe date fragrance because it smells wonderful, it smells pretty, it smells beautiful, it smells feminine. This is not a unisex fragrance. This is definitely a female or feminine fragrance. So I think men, I liked it. I especially liked it, I'll say, when it got into the dry down after the rose. So the dry down, you're getting that kind of frankincense, which I love in fragrances, the vanilla, even the vetiver, I love. So this was unique. I think in the end, it starts out the fragrance kind of very feminine, and then at the end, it kind of comes into a little bit more of a unisex fragrance. And I like it. So I love unisex fragrances. I love them on women. So I love the vanilla on my skin, but especially on my friend's skin. I was smelling her later in the day after really about 6 or 7 hours. It was just a beautiful skin scent, that kind of frankincense. It was creamy. It was musky a little bit. It was vanilla-y, very, very subtle and sweet, not overpowering, not cloying. And again, from a male perspective, very nice on the female skin. Smelled beautiful, smelled nice on my skin. It was not as feminine on my skin, which is good. That's how a feminine fragrance should be, right? Longevity was about 7 hours, so it's not going to be a beast mode fragrance, but it's going to give you a good long, lasting most of your day. The projection was good for about 2 hours or so. Again, not beast mode, but gives you good projection for about 2 hours. And again, I'll just say, very high quality, like all the Parfums De Marly. I will say this. There are other ones in their line that I've smelled recently and I'm going to be reviewing in the near future that I like better, actually, than Delina. I know Delina is very popular. I think it's actually by far the most popular of their feminine fragrances. But I do think there's actually better ones, and I'm going to be reviewing those in the near future. But this is a very safe, very, I think, mass appealing fragrance that almost all women will like and men will like on their women. So that's about it. I will say, please, if you have comments, ladies, let me know what you think, your opinion on Delina. I'd like to know if you've gotten your nose on it, what you think of the review, what you think of my opinion. If you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate that you please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all those who have already done so. And you can like the video, you can ring the bell to get notifications. And that's about it, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. It's coming up shortly. And I hope everyone's having a great end of the year, beginning of the year, 2020. Keep it real, guys. This is Joel the Nose. Thanks.